Hello, welcome everyone to this new series we're going to be starting to build up a bit of excitement for the Champions League. We're going to be looking into the 12 teams that are still competing for this the golden prize in Europe, and we're going to be having sort of case study on every team, looking at what are their strong points, weak points, and how they can win the Champions League. So today we're going to start off with maybe your favorites. We'll see, Bayern Munich. So going off current form, Bayern have just won the Bundesliga again for the I don't know how many time in a row, and they've won the DFB Pokal against Leverkusen. Now the Germans finished first in Europe for their regular season, so they'll have around about a month's break before the start of the Champions League. So we'll start straight off by asking you guys, are Bayern the clear favourites for the Champions League this season?
So I think yes. I think they'll be looking for that famous European hat trick. You know, the cup, the championship, and the European trophy. They have an informed Lewandowski, who was en route to being probably one of the Ballon d'Or shortlist. And I think they've been the clear favourites from the start, especially within the beginning of the year, Spanish teams not looking as strong as before. I think Bayern always had a big chance to win, and I really back them to win it this year.
Yeah, they definitely have. They've been impressive, especially since the restart. Because I think that's when how we're going to really judge all the teams here is how their form's been, and we see them playing serious competitions, and they've been lethal in every way, really. I mean, Lewandowski's probably the best number 9 in the world right now, depending on where you put him compared to Benzema or Giroud. But you know, he's probably the most informed, and I don't know. The only sort of thing I'd be scared of is the 1 month break that they're having. Maybe they'll drop in form a bit, but I highly doubt it. Yeah. Lucas?
So I think it's hard to tell at this stage, obviously, because we've seen all of these teams in their domestic leagues, we haven't actually seen how they're playing against teams in other countries. Bayern's form has been pretty amazing since lockdown, since after lockdown. Lewandowski obviously has been brilliant all season, insane number of goals. He seems to have reached his peak at quite an old age, which not many people expected. I am, however, not sure that they will win the Champions League. I actually think that City might get it, which obviously is a little controversial given that they haven't done well historically in the competition. But despite their form fluctuating quite a bit in the Premier League, we have seen them play well against some teams. I mean, when they played Liverpool, they looked like a very strong side.
Yeah.
When they beat Liverpool 4-0. And if they can keep up that kind of gameplay, I'd say they could definitely be contenders for the title.
Yeah, big call. Well, this brings us on to Bayern as a team. Now, many saying they have the best squad in Europe. And in terms of depth, you can't really argue. I mean, they signed Kouassi from PSG and Sane from City as well in this transfer window. I don't know if they're eligible to play for the Champions League, but even if you take those two away, they still got one of the best teams. So this begs the question: who's going to be Bayern's key player if they want to go win the Champions League?
Well, I think there's a lot of options. I mean, as you said, Bayern have a really good depth of squad. I mean, when you think of it, they've been trying to sell Thiago, James Rodriguez, and Coutinho, and just teams don't often want to sell these kind of guys. So I think that tells you about Bayern's squad. But when you think of the important players, I think you really have to think about because Bayern have started to build a new and young team with the likes of Kimmich and all. So I think the important players who will have a big role will be the ones who have the most experience in the Champions League. So I'm thinking mostly of Lewandowski, and also I think also Thomas Müller is going to be very important to that Bayern team, and leading their youths all the way to the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'd agree on the Lewandowski point. Müller obviously is also a very important player, but I think Gnabry also has a big part to play in Bayern's squad. I mean, you've seen that when he's on his top form, he can be insanely good. You just have to look at the 7-2 victory over Tottenham, for example, earlier this season, where he scored 4 goals. On his day, he's a quality player, and I think he'd definitely be key to a push for the title.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that mix of youth and old age is going to be. I mean, it's so good for Bayern. It's nearly what you need every time to win the Champions League. You think of every every team that's won the Champions League. It's always had a bit of both. With, of course, the young guns bringing that energy in. Yeah, I think for me, definitely Kimmich is the key player for them, because he's really, midfield sort of. He's going to be the one dishing out all the balls and everything, and I think him being young, this is when he needs to be mature. He needs to be the mature youngster to sort of lead all the other youngsters onto it. I feel like if Kimmich doesn't perform well, Gnabry won't perform well, etc. I think it's important to have that leader in the young core. I think Kimmich should be that at this moment he is in his career. Yeah. So, I mean, this Bayern, of course, aren't qualified for the quarterfinals yet. They won the first leg 3-0 against Chelsea, Stamford Bridge. Any suspense left in this fixture for you guys?
I honestly don't think so. I mean, Chelsea have been on a decent run of fixtures in the Premier League at the time we're recording this video, but I just think Bayern are on a whole another level. I mean, I just don't see Chelsea's defense being able to stop the Bayern's wingers and attacker. I think the fullbacks, even though I give it a lot of recognition to Azpilicueta, I just don't think they're going to be able to stop the likes of Gnabry, especially Marcos Alonso. I think it's going to be a very hard game for Chelsea.
Yeah, again, I don't see Chelsea overcoming that. I mean, especially given the fact that they've got 3 away goals to compete with. Looking at Chelsea this season, they have got a decent finish in the Premier League, but I also don't really see them having the killer touch you'd need to get past Bayern's defence and Neuer. Yeah. Maybe if we looked at this next season, it'd be a very different story with their new front 3. But to be honest, I don't think Tammy Abraham is getting past Neuer.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really thinks that. I mean, it'd be a miracle if Chelsea even score a goal, to be honest. Maybe that's being a bit harsh, but I mean, just Bayern looks so lethal. Honestly, it might be another 3-0 or, what they did to Arsenal back in, I don't know, a long time ago where they absolutely destroyed them. So this brings us to the final section where we give our predictions. Where does Bayern finish? Can they win? Yeah, go ahead, boys.
So just a reminder, so if Bayern win this game, they go and face...
I think it's Barcelona or Napoli.
Barcelona or Napoli. Okay, so I honestly still see Bayern making the final. Despite that they'll come against either probably Barcelona, I honestly still see them making it to the final.
Yeah.
So I feel like that if they make it past Barcelona, they'll make it to the final, because I mean, realistically, I don't see Napoli going beating Barcelona and qualifying. Even if they do, Barcelona, I think, are winning their quarterfinal. Bayern are winning their quarterfinal match, and if they do, they'll either be playing Leipzig or Atletico, and I think they can beat both of those teams. So I do see them making the final. Just depends.
I think Bayern are in the City Real Madrid draw.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 versus 3, yeah. I think actually, yeah, looking at that, I think the Champions League could be decided in that semi-final.
Really? Wow, okay. No.
Well, do you see say Bayern make it to the final, do you see Leipzig, Atletico, Atalanta, or Paris beating them?
I'm not going to spoil the rest of the previews, but we'll see, I guess. No, yeah, I see Bayern going to the final, for sure. Winning, I don't know, maybe not. I wouldn't back them. But yeah, okay. Well, interesting. So, winners for Idris, winners for Lucas. Are they buying? No, not winners for Lucas and not winners for me. So Idris, you've already you've shown your cards. Yeah. That's it. And I guess Lucas and me, still keep everyone guessing. Well, no, actually, you said City, didn't you? No, whatever. But we'll see. Anyway, all right. This has been the first episode of this Champions League preview. We'll be releasing one video until the Champions League starts. So see you guys tomorrow.